Hey gang, it's Amanda back with another video. We are going to be making a simple syrup today, but this syrup will not give you diabetes like my other syrup video. This one is sweetened with allulose, which is a sugar that's not metabolized by the body. And as far as I know, does not cause inflammation in the body like other sugars do. So let's start, because syrup can take a while to make, and we're going to use the simple syrup basic recipe, 1-to-1 ratio. So 1 cup of water, 1 cup of allulose, and you could do, it's a little less sweet than sugar, so you could do a 1 1/3 cup. I'm just going to use a cup for now. All right. Maybe a little less than a cup. All right. Put that out of the way here. All right, so I'll mix this up and wait for it to boil and dissolve. Towel here, put this on. All right, so you can use this simple syrup recipe. You can use honey, you could use sugar, whatever kind of sugar you like. If you like coconut sugar, if you do use erythritol or monk fruit, it can crystallize and fall out of solution. And I would say the shelf life of an erythritol or monk fruit syrup to be around a week, where I would say the sugar simple syrup is more like a month in the fridge. A month to 3 months. Keep an eye on it. If it starts to look weird, toss it. Okay, so let's get into sleep hygiene, and herbs that you can use after you have looked at your lifestyle to see if any of those things need to change. So what is sleep hygiene? Just looking at your life and asking yourself, am I taking any stimulants? Am I taking caffeine? Can I cut back on the caffeine? Does that help? What are you doing at night in the hour before you go to bed? Are you taking in a lot of information? Are you being very active? Those kinds of things can be overstimulating and make it hard for us to wind down at night. If it is something like stressors in your life that are keeping you up, can you deal with those in your life? A lot of times stress is just time and place and things that are out of our control. Herbs can help with the symptoms of those stressors and how they affect our body. Not a long-term solution, but a short-term solution to help keep our health stable. Also, insomnia happens a lot as we get older and become less active. Our body just doesn't need as much sleep. So we don't sleep as much. We feel tired all the time. That can happen too. So in my shop, I'm going to have 2 tea blends. 1 tea blend has valerian in it, and everybody acts differently to valerian. So if you are the type of person that gets wired off of Benadryl instead of sleepy, valerian might not be the herb for you for sleep. So just, it's kind of a trial and error thing to see if it works for you or if it doesn't. Also, some people just don't like the taste of it. The reason why I like to make this tea as a syrup is because it's kind of masked with the sweetness. It's diluted with the milk, and so the more pungent flavor of the hops and the valerian, which are kind of gross tasting herbs, kind of tastes yummy in that sense. The other tea blend that is designed for kids, you know, it tastes good as a syrup. But you could also use it as a tea, and you could put, you know, make it fresh tea, put some milk in there, put some sweetener in there instead of making the tea sweetener. Oh, the butter has boiled. So we're going to put in 4 tablespoons or 1/4 cup. It's the same measurement. And we're going to let it steep for, you would let this steep for 20 minutes, but I probably won't. Or, you know what, I'll let it steep and I will cut back to the straining part. Okay, so I just added the herbs, put the lid on, I turned the heat off. I'll see you back in 20 minutes and I'll show you how to prepare this syrup. Okay, see you in a bit. Okay, we are back. Our syrup is done steeping, so it's time to strain it. Okay, so I'm going to use my water Pyrex cup here. I'm just going to strain it with a strainer. You know, I don't need a cheesecloth or anything. And just strain this out. A couple more things about sleep hygiene is having consistency, having a consistent schedule, you know, having a bedtime, and also avoiding lights, you know, like having the lights dim and not too bright when it's, you know, an hour or so before bedtime. Just kind of just quiet down, maybe do some meditating, just to help the body wind down, the mind wind down. Okay, so I'm just squeezing, I'm using my spoon, squeezing some of this extra syrup out of these plants here. All right, so voila, that is your syrup. So clean jar, pour your syrup in there, use a label, masking tape, label it, sleep syrup, date it so you know when you made it and how long it should keep. And you are all set. So how do I like to use this? This is another reason why I like this as a syrup, is because it's already made up. When you're just sitting there and you're like, it's time to go to bed, but I'm not tired. Or, and this has been happening to me a lot lately, is I'll go to sleep for 3 hours, and then I'm wide awake only on 3 hours, knowing that I'm in for a heck of a day if I don't get some more sleep. So what I do is I go downstairs, I heat up a cup of milk. I use a microwave, but you can use a stovetop, and I just heat it up. And then I add 4 tablespoons of the syrup to my milk, and I drink it, and it tastes so good. And I usually sit for a minute, you know, clean my mess up and sit down and relax for a minute. And then I'll go back to bed, and I won't, you know, look at my phone. I won't pick up a book. I won't distract myself and get my mind going anymore, because I know I want to go back to bed. And that has consistently worked for me. And hopefully, if this is something that is an issue for you, it would work for you as well. So this is my little video on a keto sleepy syrup. My sleepy tea will be in my shop next month, and you could use the traditional medicinal tea blend or any kind of sleepy tea blend you like. You know, you can look at my list of ingredients and see what you want to add, what you don't want to add. I have some things in there that aren't bioregional, but I just happen to have on hand, like Mimosa Bark, which is good. You know, it's a good anti-anxiety kind of mellow plant, and I only used it because I had it, and it's not something that I usually have on hand. So you don't have to add that. You know, make your own recipe, make it yourself, buy mine, go buy a box of tea, whatever suits you, whatever makes it accessible to you, is what matters. If you have any questions, please feel free to reach out. I would love to hear from you. Thank you so much. Take care, and I hope you have some sweet dreams. Thanks. Bye.